Good morning and welcome to Sober Readings for Wednesday, November 12th. From Daily Reflections, Morning Thoughts. Ask him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. That's a line from Alcoholics Anonymous, page 164. For many years, I pondered over God's will for me, believing that perhaps a great destiny had been ordained for my life. After all, having been born into a specific faith, hadn't I been told early that I was chosen? It finally occurred to me as I considered the above passage that God's will for me was simply that I practice step 12 on a daily basis. Furthermore, I realized I should do this to the best of my ability. I soon learned that the practice aids me in keeping my life in the context of the day at hand. Today's reading from the 24 Hours book. The AA Thought for the Day. I am less critical of other people, inside and outside of AA. I used to run people down all the time. I realize now that it was because I wanted unconsciously to build myself up. I was envious of people who lived normal lives. I couldn't understand why I couldn't be like them, and so I ran them down. I called them sissies or hypocrites. I was always looking for faults in the other fellow. I loved to tear down what I liked to call a stuffed shirt. I have found that I can never make a person any better by criticizing him. AA has taught me this. Am I less critical of people? The meditation for the day. You must admit your helplessness before your prayer for help will be heard by God. Your own need must be recognized before you can ask God for the strength to meet that need. But once that need is recognized, your prayer is heard above all the music of heaven. It is not theological arguments that solve the problems of the questing soul, but the sincere cry of that soul to God for strength and the certainty of that soul that the cry will be heard and answered. Today's prayer for the day. I pray that I may send my voiceless cry for help out into the void. I pray that I may feel certain that it will be heard somewhere, somehow. And finally, today's reading from As Bill Sees It, page 138. Two Roads for the Old-Timer. The founders of many groups ultimately divide into two classes known in AA slang as elder statesmen and bleeding deacons. The elder statesman sees the wisdom of the group's decision to run itself and holds no resentment over his reduced status. His judgment, fortified by considerable experience, is sound. He is willing to sit quietly on the sidelines, patiently awaiting developments. The bleeding deacon is just as surely convinced that the group cannot get along without him. He constantly connives for re-election to office and continues to be consumed with self-pity. Nearly every old-timer in our society has gone through this process in some degree. Happily, most of them survive and live to become elder statesmen. They become the real and permanent leadership of AA. That's from the 12 and 12, page 135. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening to Sober Readings. Remember to check out my website, soberreadings.com, and click the link to follow the show. You can also share feedback or request to be a guest reader. I'd love to have you on. Also, don't forget to drop $1 in the basket for a donation. Take care of yourself and each other, and remember, just for today, don't drink, go to a meeting, and keep coming back. Have a great day, and as my friend Larry says, best day ever.